Ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome to the Indian Express Adda. Some of you are familiar with the Adda. It's a space where we invite a newsmaker for a patient and nuanced conversation with a distinguished and influential audience like the one we have today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our third e-Adda. We hope that sooner rather than later we can go back to safely doing our Addas in a physical space like we used to do. And arguably, that's a battle that's being fought on a more global level. The local economic battle, however, is being steered by our guest today, Shri Nitin Gadkari, who all of us are very familiar with. He's one of the most creative minds that I've had the pleasure of interacting with, as we saw in the AV now. But how he incorporated the NHAI to fund and execute the Bombay-Pune Expressway, I think is stuff of modern administrative legend. He straddles both the transport and MSME sectors that are two key targets of the government's stimulus plan. He's also a man with an incredible amount of credibility with both on-ground voters and those who sit in fancy high-rise offices. Nitinji, namaste. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. A quick thank you to our presenting partner, Indus Bank, and our associate partner, Jindal Steel and Power. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome. I'll hand this over to Ravish and Anil to take the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anant. I would like to start by extending a warm welcome to all of you who've logged in. It's a pleasure to have Mr. Gadkari, who joins us from Nagpur after what has been a fairly hectic week and an extended working weekend for policymakers like him. Thank you for taking out time, sir. If I could just start by requesting you to give us a sense of how the package that was announced last week, how do you see it playing out? Does it address the concerns that industry had when we started out? And does it also sort of take care of the overarching migrant problem that we've seen unfold over the last few weeks?
Actually, first of all, I am giving my all best wishes to all of you. We are fighting war against coronavirus, but at the same time, we are also facing the economic war. And today's economic situation is very challenging, and particularly because of impact of coronavirus is also very crucial. Now, in the situation, everyone is in problem. Some of the state government, they don't have money to pay the salary. Even the revenue of central government is dropped. Banking system is also facing big crisis. And at the same time, the MSME, the major industry, the MSME, the small industry, even the migrant labor and the laborers in the industries, farmers, everywhere, everyone is in a problem. So this is a very crucial time for Indian economy. Actually, not for Indian economy, the world economy is facing the problem. And it is really a very, very challenging task. It's not an easy path. But in the situation, we need to finalize the policy where we need to first consider the problem of the poor people, particularly those who are facing all this problem because of coronavirus. The Gav, Garib, Mazdoor and Kisan. And particularly, it includes also the migrant labor also, all type of labor also, they are facing the problem. Just I have experience in these days, from last many days, I am interaction with the different organization and associations and even it's a new thing for me that I received the information from the hotel and restaurant association that 1.50 crore waiters and small people are working in this field. Even wellness centers, hair cutting salons, beauty parlor, they have 50 lakhs laborers are working. And out of which 50% ladies. So these are the big data, the way in which our small scale service sector and our industry creating a huge employment potential for these poor people. So all are in problem. Exactly, the government vision is we need to create more liquidity into the market and increase the purchasing power. That is the reason that government has deposited direct money in the accounts of the poor 35 crore people in Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Then government open particularly the food stock for the poor people. Large scale of wheat, rice, everything we are now supplying to the poor people through state government with a very reasonable rate. At the same time, the situation is because of lockdown, it is really a very complicated, challenging, and for the poor people, for their survival is very difficult. So now government has one of the important thing has taken a decision, and now there is lockdown in the fourth stage, but we liberalize many things. First of all, what my suggestion to you, and even for every time I am suggesting to the all stakeholders, that now country need to understand the art of living with coronavirus, and that is very important because some city are facing really very bad situation, particularly Mumbai. So we need to stop the spreading of coronavirus, and we don't have now any vaccine on that. We have to wait for that. If the vaccine is available, then there is no problem. So for time being, we need to plan everything in a way that it should not be create more complication regarding corona spreading of coronavirus. So first of all, we need to use mask mandatory. Then we used to make distance, social distance of more than 1 meter between the two persons. And at the same time, we need to use sanitizer every time, either entering into the house or on a business house or anywhere. It is to be very important for everybody from protecting from corona. So the government plan is now to pump 20 lakh crores. That is with the different schemes, MSME and laborers everywhere. The already government has launched. Then by other ways, we need to start immediately infrastructure works, and we need maximum public-private investment, foreign investment in infrastructure, road sector, railway, aviation, ports, and even power sector. So these are the big projects, infrastructure project. We need to finance them, and by increasing liquidity into the market, we will create more employment potential. At the same time, the wheel of economy, which we need to accelerate that, this liquidity is going to increase the speed of the wheel of our economy, and that is very important. On that ground, government has given package to different stakeholders. Already you know that from coal industry, that is we are opening the mind for public private sector, and lot of reform decisions has already taken by the government. The government is always committed for ease of business. At the same time, we need to make economic reform. First, perform, then reform, and then transform. That is the mission for the government. And we are now, a lot of things are open now for international investor. In defense and other field also already decision has been taken. 100% FDI is allowed in infrastructure. We need to take now lot of reform related with agriculture also, because I'm just making the research and study of oil seed. We have import of $9 billion of edible oil, and our farmers production per acre for soybean is only 4 quintal, 4.5 quintal, and the Brazil average per acre is 26, 27, and USA is 30 quintal because of GM seed. We have a lot of difference of opinion in the country about GM seed. but we need to make more research and find out the option for that. Self-sustainable, that is very important. Swavalambi Samruddha Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is the concept. So we need to reduce import and increase export. And by now, this is the blessing in disguise for all of us, that because of you already have know the statement from the Prime Minister of Japan, that those Japanese who have their investment in China in industry or in other industry also, or they have own their industry in China, they can ship out of China. The Japanese government is giving them special package for that. And this is the mood of whole world community. From USA to everybody, they want to shift many industry. They don't want to deal with China. And now the Chinese economy is the one of the powerful and super economy in the world. So this is the time for the India where the all skilled manpower is available, raw material is available, and even I feel that the way in which now we are developing India, it is a huge opportunity for all the industry. First of all, upgradation of technology, and the second thing is the most important thing is we can now take foreign capital FDI in our different industries, particularly infrastructure is important where we can get more fund for that. I have also planned for my road sector, but when we will ask, I will give the answer of all this question. And the country is moving fast. Well, most lastly, my one request to you is economic problems are big problem. Coronavirus is also a big problem. It is an unexpected thing. It's the first time we are facing this all type of crisis. When I interact with many people, I really feel very bad because the lot of people are very nervous. Frustration was there and negativity was there. First of all, with the help of all stakeholders, including media, we need to create positivity in the mind of the people, and self-confidence is equally important. We will face this war, we will win this war, not only against coronavirus, but we will win the war against economy, and we will go ahead and we will make India as a super economic power. Somewhere we need to give a positive message to the all stakeholders, because without that confidence we cannot fight the war. And that is the most important thing where we need it, that it is the crisis. I accept it. It is a big challenge. I accept it. And I feel that now it is we need to increase the moral of the people, all stakeholders. That is very important. And situation is really challenging, but with the cooperation of all stakeholders, definitely we will be succeed in this mission.
Nitinji, you pointed out all the measures of the 20 lakh crore package, but if you look at the liquidity or all kind of facilities, these attend to the supply side of economy. So the industries which will supply goods or services, there is very little on the demand side. People in these uncertain times have tendency to keep a very tight fist, don't spend. The only demand side thing that has been done is a 500 rupees per month to 20 crore women Jandhan accounts. Other than that, there is nothing. Why is this hesitation on the part of government to act on the demand side in some form of tax cuts or other measures so that demand gets up? Otherwise, why would the suppliers produce things if there is no demand in the economy?
I am actually of the opinion, आवाज coming. I am the opinion that when you pump money in the economy, it is going to create demand. Suppose I am giving you an example. The 45 lakh MSME where the loan up to 25 crore and turnover up to 100 crore, additional 20% collateral free loan. And this money is approximately 3 lakh crore. Then subordinate debt fund of rupees 20,000 crore, that is going to 2 lakh MSMEs for benefiting the restructure of stressed assets. Already we have restructured 6 lakh MSMEs up to 31st March. And the plan, we have taken decision to increase the date up to 31st December. So by this way out, we can going to, at least my expectation is 25 lakh MSMEs will be restructured. And again, for restructure, we make the provision that is of rupees 10,000 crore, which will combine with other funds to create a fund of rupees 50,000 crore for equity infusion. In the present banking formula, the industries which are not getting the advantage because of the law, because bank is not positioned to make restructure of the industry, where government will take the risk, and the government will definitely going to infusion of equity, and that equity which is given by government fund is now, then that case will be legally applicable for all this norm or the banks, and bank can make the restructure of that industries. Then a lot of things we have already taken. Particularly, I am telling you, the EPF support extended up to August 2020. That is salary months ERs 25,000 to 2,500 crore benefit for businessmen and workers, to provide liquidity relief for 3.67 units, 3 lakh 67,000 units, and 72.2 lakh employees to benefit. The EPF contribution reduced to 10% for 3 months. Liquidity support for only for this is 6,759 crore, and it is going to benefit 6.5 lakh establishment covered under EPFO and 4.3 employees of such organization with additional funds at hand. So ultimately, this is going to helpful to industry, and when industry will get the money, when their limits are increased, working capital is increased, ultimately they are going to spend. Spending is more important. And if suppose your management is issuing some 10-20 lakhs rupees more to the employees, the money is never stopped anywhere. It is circulated. When you will receive the money, you will use it, and again it is go. Suppose you take some garments, you can give money to him. Then garments will take some car. The money will go there. Again, we have taken a decision to strengthen NBFC. The maximum auto loans and other loans and finance by NBFC. And now already in my department, we have taken a decision for MSME schemes, not only Nationalized Bank and SEDBI. Now the District Cooperative Bank, Urban Cooperative Bank, NBFC, now we are giving them permission to go by to MSME schemes. Now they can take the all this scheme, and they can finance the people. So my suggestion is, ultimately in my road sector, I will give you example. I am telling you the thing because it's a economic issue somewhere. We are not exactly elaborate in a proper way. Next regime, I was Minister for Ports, Shipping and Inland Waterways. My budget was 800 crore. That 5 years it comes to 4,000 crore. But we have declared the program Sagar Mala of 16 lakh crores. And we have 12 major ports. And our profit is now 7,000 crore. In my 5 years, it totally changed. Efficiency, corruption-free system. We have adopted the new technology. And I am telling you experience that with 800 crore budget, we already executed works more than 6,50,000 crore without government support. That is with the public-private investment. Even in the road sector now, it's not my commitment, it's a target. In a situation, we are trying to pump 15 lakh crore in 2 years. We want to start award the work of 15 lakh crore. My budget is 1 lakh crore. Now you can ask me that how it is possible for you. So now we have now decided we will increase taking the FDI, particularly the foreign funds, insurance fund, pension funds, ADB Bank, World Bank, BRICS Bank. And now just 4 days before, we have appointed already a ex-executive director of Life Insurance Corp from India, and now giving him responsibility that how we can get the insurance fund in the world. So I'm confident. NHI rating is AAA. My present total income is 28,000 crore per year. End of this year, it will be 40,000 crore. and within 5 years, I will make NHI income of 1 lakh crore per year. And now we are planning for development of industrial cluster, roadside industrial clusters, smart cities, smart villages, logistic parks. Then in the big city, the land is available. We are planning to making bus port like airport. And we are also now going for economically viable project for ropeway, cable car, vernacular railway. So these are the new scheme by which we can get the revenue. And this revenue is we are going to use it in for road construction. And we can just, I'm giving an example. In TOT, we have one project. The cost, the amount expected was 5,600 crore, but we receive 9,400 crore from an Australian company by selling that on TOT mode. So we are working a hybrid annuity, PPP, BOT. So we are making Delhi Mumbai highway of 1 lakh crore. Our land acquisition is, and we are making already 7 highways work have been started. This is a 12-lane access control road. And we are expecting now this 1 lakh crore out of 62 packages, 32 is already awarded. Land acquisition is completed. And the road starts from Sona from Gurgaon, going to Savai Madhopur, Alwar, and going to Jabuar, Ratlam, and then it going to Vadodara to Mumbai. It's from tribal and backward area of Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. So only we save 16,000 crore on land acquisition. If present alignment is from Delhi, Ahmedabad, Surat, Vadodara, Mumbai. In place of that, we have selected the new alignment. It is going to reduce the Delhi-Mumbai distance by 220 kilometers. And that is, we have saving of 16,000 crore. And within 3 years, we will complete this project. So a lot of these projects we are doing. The 7 Express Highway, we have already started the work. You know the example of Delhi Meerut Express Highway. Now, different type of projects we are making with taking advantage of AAA rating of NHI. This AAA rating is given by international agency, and by which we are going to raise the money from the international market. And I am confident that this is the target for us. It's a challenging target, that award of 15 lakh crores in a road sector only. It is very difficult target, but let us see. Whatever the target which I have decided, that track record is we have completed. So let us go and accept this challenge. So in this way, we have to pump money into the economy, increase the purchasing power of the common man. Circulation of money is very important. And at the same time, it is going to accelerate the wheel of economy. And that is only the most important thing for the country. And the way in which government is trying, ultimately government has also their limitation. Whatever the government has, whatever the strength, we have given everything to the people. And we are trying that how we can get a success story, convert a success economic story in this situation. This is a big challenge. And the government is now taking all preventive measures that how we can be, our growth can be increased. That is exactly the spirit behind all the things.
So the problem with the MSMEs, which you touched upon, some of the problems that they're facing is more fundamental. It's just that they've not been paid for goods and services that they've already delivered. They're waiting for payments, and there is a working capital cycle problem. That issue predates the COVID-19 pandemic. This has been happening for a very long time. In fact, I know that you're actively engaged with private companies, to the larger private companies through the industry bodies, to get them to pay. But the government is a big offender. In September last year, the expenditure secretary, the then expenditure secretary, had said that, of the 60,000 crore roughly non-litigated dues to MSMEs that they listed out, 40,000 crores would be cleared. Nothing much has happened over all of these months. What gives you the confidence that things are going to change in the next 45 days?
One of the important problem with MSME is they are not getting their payment. And this is the problem not with only Bharat Sarkar and Bharat Sarkar ministries and undertakings, public undertaking. This is with the state government ministry and their undertaking, and the major private industry. So majority of the industry when going to NCLT, there is no provision for giving the payment for MSMEs. At the same time, big contractor when we terminated, so there is no preventive measures we are taking. There is no law that we are giving first the payment to the small petty contractors. These are the problem. So we have opened that Samadhan portal and some 40,000 crore decision we have taken. This is a very crucial problem. And this is like this all capital is a working capital of the small MSMEs. So now the central government has taken a decision. Then whatever the liability of different ministry and public undertaking of the central government, within 45 days, they will give their all payment to MSME. That is first. Second thing, I have already written a letter to all chief ministers and state governments that in this situation, you take immediately decision. First, you immediately issue the pending payments of MSMEs to state ministries and state government undertaking immediately. And third thing, I am making request to all the major industries owner. I am meeting with them constantly on different seminar, different webinar, and also I have a direct interaction with all of the big people. I request them, only my one request to you, that you please issue the payments to your MSME, small people. I am giving an example of automobile industry. We have a turnover of 4,50,000 crore. This is the major industry which is giving probably most employment potential which is given in the country is by automobile industry. 4,50,000 crore, the volume of turnover of this industry. And 1,45,000 crore is the export. And when I requested all of them, they said we will take the preventive measure. First of all, we will issue the payment if anywhere balance is there. So now this is a problem, and I don't have any hesitation to accept it. And once when some journalist asked me what is the amount, I said approximately central government ministry, public undertaking, central government, then state government ministries and public undertaking, then major industries, it comes to more than 5 lakhs crore. And this is very important. So we are now trying, but now we are now finding out some solution. But this is a time where we are not in position to take any action against anybody. But we are now trying to find out some solution for that. But now the majority people are also, they are giving money to the MSME as a priority basis. Then Samadhan portal is there. If anyone who is not getting payment, he can come to that portal, and our secretary is the chairman, where we'll find out the way out. But this is a problem. And that is the reason that they don't have working capital. And working capital is like a oxygen for ICU patient. If anyone is in ICU, if you give him oxygen, that is very important. Otherwise, it is very difficult for his survival. So today, this is one of the issue. But by giving additional 20% working capital without collateral, without any fee to the industry, I feel that there will be at least some advantage. They will take it from it. And we are expecting that now the governments are in a positive mood. They will take the decision and they will give the payment of the MSME as early as possible.
Nitinji, the lending by banks to MSMEs has not happened to the extent RBI has been pushing it. Given the kind of economic uncertainty ahead, why do you think that there will be more lending? Do you think that the trend will reverse with the new government announcement? What gives you hope in this economic uncertainty?
Actually, I am giving an example. Just 2 months before, 2.5 months before, there was a meeting in Hotel Ashoka with all bank chairmen, and I was also there. Nirmala ji was there, and I have got a now software where in my different schemes, what is the track record of different banks, even branch wise, I can get it. So I was there with my data, and we take the review bank to bank, and Nirmala ji directly give them order that some of the banks, we have completed our target. I said, what is the meaning of target? The target is minimum target. You made more maximum cases for that. Then in some of the cases, there was 22% pendency. We asked them, what is the reason? The some of the cases there, the pendency was there. It is because that the applicant is not coming under the area of the bank. So we asked them, why you not transfer this case to other bank? Then there was some small certificates, the thing that was the case was pending. So today in my office, I have got the track record of all our schemes, branch wise with me. But the most important thing is, I am giving you two things very, very after my experience. One, we have now giving permission for financing MSMEs to District Cooperative Bank, Urban Cooperative Bank, and NBFC. And now banks are giving loan. You probably know, I don't know whether you know or not. 75% of the loan is secured. We have now 1 lakh crore of loan in one scheme. Suppose the bank is giving, we are giving guarantee for 75%. For that purpose, 1.5%, that is 1500 crore as an insurance, we are depositing in a financial trust. On the basis of that, whatever the loan which is given by the bank, 75% is secured. Our every scheme is secured. And for 25%, they are taking their complete assets and everything mortgage to the bank. So there is no risk. And one of the important thing which I am telling you, fortunately, this is not going to the people, that the role of NBFC for giving all these auto loan and other loan is very good. But when the ILFS problem arise, because of that, NBFC face lot of problems and consequences. And that's the reason they stopped the finance for auto finance and other thing. And that was the one of the reason for that auto sector was facing lot of problem. So now the government has decided to help to NBFC also to give them strength. In Maharashtra, this urban cooperative bank have got the deposits of more than 3,50,000 crore in the small towns. NBFC also has got, now we are giving them, supporting them. And now I already have my idea in my mind that how we can get foreign investment in NBFCs. And suppose if they get the foreign investment in NBFC, they can reduce the capital cost. So for that reason, for hedging point of view, we need permission from Finance Ministry and Reserve Bank. So I'm now moving this proposal that whether it is possible to get foreign investment. This is the time that the country need foreign investment. And if it is to be possible for us to get foreign investment in good NBFC, nothing like that. And NBFC's track record is very good. So definitely these are the new options which already government has taken initiative for that. It is definitely going to impact the situation. You know the case of that Bandhan Bank and our small banks, Mahila Bachat Gat. We need to finance them. Their track record is very good. You know the example in Bangladesh, the way in which that, I'm not remembering the name of the way we develop that bank culture in Bangladesh, a success story. On the basis of that, we need to support small people. They are honest. They are paying their money back. There is no problem. So somewhere we have to take a approach that how we can make availability of different type of fund, low cost capital to the small people and startup and MSME, handloom, handicrafts, Khadi Gramodyog. There is a huge potential. Now we have taken a decision to make the honey economy giving 10 times more money for honey. Then we are now planning to making of biofuel, making ethanol from rice cut. We have a stock of 3 years up to, we have stock of wheat and rice. We don't have place to even store the wheat and rice. We have 2 years stock of sugar. And now this is the time, always there was a quarrel between food versus fuel. I am trying to convince from last 10 years that we have surplus. No one was convinced. And every time the people was raising this issue, it is food versus fuel. And now Today, the rotten rice and wheat is we are in Punjab and Haryana. We don't have place to store the right and wheat. Now we need to change the crop pattern and use a rice cut or the rice west rice. Even we are getting from food from India by tender. We can make ethanol and we can save or import. We have 7 lakh crore import of crude oil. So somewhere we need lot of policy decision related with our import and export situation. And we need to find out the option, Swadeshi, Swavalamban. And now I am telling you example, our village industry turnover is 88,000 crore for last up to the end of March. And we have decided to make this turnover 5 lakh crore in the next 2 years, village industry. Actually, our contribution is GDP is 29%. We want to take it up to 50%. Our export of our country, out of which 48% export from MSME, we want to take it 60%. And up till now, we have created 11 crore jobs. In these 5 years, our plan is to create 5 crore new jobs. And this is the example I am giving you. This is the watch from Titan. And this is belt is Khadi. And the dial is also in Khadi. And Titan has launched, it's really a great thing for me. The first, whatever the watch they made, now it is within a month out of market. It's so demand is there. So by using different innovation and different make the designs of different products. Now Levi's is a company, probably USA. They are making jeans. The Khadi denim is very popular. All the Khadi denim is now purchased by Levi's, that is company USA, and they are taking it. So we have got a huge potential, and where we need to plan that how we can create more employment potential in rural, tribal, agriculture, and the forest area, and how we can use that raw material. And now this is the time that 115 aspirant districts are very important, socially, economically, educationally backward. So my total emphasis on the thing where how we can develop industry, employment potential, growth in the tribal, agriculture and rural area. What are the technology? What are the products? What are the new innovation by which how the skilled manpower we can utilize for that, and how we can increase the turnover of village industry and taking it up to the 5 lakh crore. We are preparing a special draft for policy for village industry. So actually also I will tell you one thing very interestingly, that is also a very important fact. Actually the MSME definition we have changed. Actually first MSME definition it was now revised, but now from last 14 years government was trying to change this definition. The first time we have taken a decision. The existing situation was classification, manufacturing and service sector. For manufacturing sector in micro, the investment is of 25 lakh, and for service enterprise the turnover of 10 lakh. Now the micro investment is coming to 1 crore, 4 times more, and turnover to 5 crore, from 10 lakh to 5 crore, 50 times more. Then small scale industries, the investment was 5 crore. Now we have taken it investment 10 crore, and turnover of 2 crore we have taken is 50 crore. And the medium industry, the investment was 10 crore and turnover of 5 crore. Now it is investment to 20 crore and turnover to 100 crore. And now we merge manufacturing and service as a one sector. And now we are now thinking to increase investment. This particularly for medium industries, that is turnover 200 crore, turnover taking it 100 to 200 crore, and investment from 20 to 50 crore to increase it. And we are trying to make a special category, that is to be village industry, where we are planning to give more concession. We need decentralization of industry. We need to make new industrial clusters. And now everyone want to go to Gurgaon, Noida, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad. Somewhere we need to decentralization of industry, and that is very important. And that is also one of the mission we are doing it. And this reform is going to helpful to the MSME, which is going to change the total face of MSME in the country.
On the whole migrant labor issue, I know that some work has started on the road sector, but industry is concerned, including big companies like Maruti Suzuki, which have publicly stated that they're worried that labor might not come back in time for the easing of the lockdown and them ramping up production. Is that a sense that you share, and is there a timeline? Is there a way in which you think labor can be brought back in?
First of all, I need to rectify the impression in the mind of the people. The impression is created in the mind of the people is that our all big industry, MSMEs, they are depending upon the migrant labor. This is not the correct story. It is some 10%, 15%, 20%. Industry to industry volume is different. So first of all, by 30%, 40% people, industry can start. And already today I receive information, the industry has already started. But definitely they need this migrant labor immediately. That is, you are correct. And there is a lot of negativity and frustration in the mind of the poor migrant people, migrant labor. Even some of the labor, they start just walking from Mumbai to Patna. So that was the situation. So now they all come to Mumbai, Delhi, Gurgaon, everywhere. It is because of their employment. और कोई खुशी से नहीं आया, मजबूरी से आया. So now we need to create confidence in their mind, and because in their district, in their place, in their village, they don't have any employment. And I am confident that first of all, when we start the industry, we have to stop the people, migrant labor to go there. Then after that, when it starts, the people will come back. There is a possibility for the employment, they will come back, but we need to increase positivity and self-confidence in their mind. At the same time, we have to take all preventive measures as far as they get food, they get shelter. Everywhere we are opening in the toll naka, we are giving food to them, and we are taking their care now. They are using buses, they are going by truck, they are using some different type of transport mode also. So we are supporting them because situation is very bad. And I am feeling that in due course of time, when the atmosphere will change, they will come back. But this is not the correct impression that our total industry is depending upon the migrant labor. And if the migrant labor is not there, it is difficult to start the industry. There are difficulties because they need labor power, but somewhere within 30%, 40% labor, they can start it. Some people, some labor will make overtime. And now there are three things which already in Maharashtra government has taken a decision. First of all, mask is mandatory. Second is more than 1 meter social distance is mandatory. And third is using of sanitizer. And particularly industry, big industry, those who want to start and taking all cooperation of the laborers, they should take preventive measures morally for food and shelter for the labor. So at the same time, in the city area, they need a good transport where they can maintain the distance more than 1 meter social distance, and to make arrangement for the transport also. So these are some conditions by which we can start it. Already many industries work have already started, and today also the reports are very positive. But some of the migrant labor, if we can create confidence in their mind, they will again come back and they will contribute for their industry, and they will start their work.
We can continue discussing with Nitin Gadkari for very long, but I think participants have been waiting to ask questions. I'll request participants to send in their questions from the Q&A box. We already have got more than 100 questions already, but please keep sending in. We'll try to accommodate as many as possible. May I start the question that the first is from Sudarshan Venu of TVS Motors, and I will request him to please unmute him while asking the question.
Sir, good evening.
Namaskar.
Thank you so. Namaskar, sir. thank you so much for all the support that has been given to the industry to open up, sir, particularly to the MSME sector. As you mentioned today, it's a very important sector from a jobs point of view, from keeping the supply chain interview, and plays a crucial role, especially in the semi-urban and rural areas as well. And we really applaud the tremendous support given through the policy measures, including immediate liquidity and much beyond that, sir. So thank you very much, sir. My question is regarding this. Some of our MSMEs in our own supply chain and others around are asking how they can access this financing and liquidity. Would it be through the banks? Would the NBFCs also have a role? And also, if since the government is giving credit guarantee, sir, will there be some, because of that, can they get it at an affordable rate?
No, interest rate will be same, and they will get additional 20% working capital without collateral, and nothing fee will be charged. But whatever the regular interest they are paying for their working capital, they have to pay for additional interest, or to say the same type interest for 20% more working capital. But don't need any government guarantee or collateral for that. The second thing, this is with the NBFC. I don't know in the Reserve Bank circular whether it is included or not. I'm not sure about it. I will get it confirmed. But actually, in many schemes now, our interest is to take the cooperation from NBFC. You are the best people who can get it proper decision. But I feel that we need to strengthen NBFC as a most available resource for taking money for MSFC, loan for MSME. And we need to make more strength, because in your automobile industry, the majority business, the NBFC are doing good jobs, and they are creating a market for you because they are giving loan. That is the reason that poor people are purchasing car, motorcycle, truck, all the things. So somewhere definitely government is now in mood to how to pump the money through bank to the MSME and in the society in the country, by which we want to create more demand and increase the purchasing power. That is very important, because suppose if there is a big order for you, then only you can purchase the from your ancillaries, and only they can run when you give order to them. So most important thing is to increase the purchasing power, and that is going to increase in demand, and without that we cannot accelerate the economy. So by all the ways, by public private investment, the banks, the NBFC, the urban cooperative bank, district cooperative bank, all deposits, and Reserve Bank is also is a backbone. They want to support to the bank to create more capital into the market. And again, we can try for get it FDI. Now I am asking you a question, that your TVS you are exporting, so your income is in dollar, so turnover is also in dollar. Why you are not making NBFC and you take the loan on dollars? The interest cost will be very less. And I feel that because of your export is there, you have 40% or 50% of your vehicles you are exporting. This is up to my knowledge. I don't know exactly. And then every year you have got, I give you an example. In Mumbai, JNPT, there was one road from Panvel to JNPT costing 2,500 crore. And ICICI Bank sanctioned the loan for that, 11% interest. So I decided to take a foreign loan, dollar loan. And when we go for a tender for taking loan, the State Bank Capital and DBS Bank Singapore joint venture give them 2.25 interest rate. So yes, because my turnover in the port is 500 crore dollar per year.
Yes, sir.
So my suggestion is, why you not taking this loan, and that can be pumped into your NBFC and create a reasonably low interest finance for purchasing of your vehicle, which will going to create more demand and increase your productivity. Is it possible?
Sir, I think so far we are taking a lot of dollar loans, hedged or unhedged, based on company policy at the OEM level, say TVS or whoever. We are taking some of it in our own NBFC and other NBFCs as well, sir. But the idea of involving MSMEs as part of this, because their product is also ultimately going into the product which is being exported. This is a new idea, sir. And in fact, this we will explore. It's a great idea. And perhaps, sir, these MSMEs also with some government support that's now there, these bonds can also be floated in the international markets and get investor support, which will bring that lower cost capital not just to the OEM and the NBFC, but also to the MSMEs, which can then benefit from that. This is a very good idea. We'll explore it further, sir.
And you can get an international loan with the low interest on your credit. You can put
Yes,
up
sir.
your margin, your NBFC, suppose, then they will get 6 to 7% or 6% loan. So again, that can be a benefit. And when they supply goods to you, you can take money, their installment every month. You can take the good MSMEs which are working with you. You can give them finance, and that can be also a good thing to increase your production. And it's a useful win-win situation for both. So this is the idea.
Yeah.
Somewhere what my emphasis is, now this is the time for the country that getting more and more foreign funds into our economy to make our economy strong.
And this will also allow many
yes,
of the smaller companies like MSMEs to access lower cost foreign capital, sir. This will be a big thing. We'll definitely work on this. Thank you, sir. It's a great suggestion.
Yes, and I'm only, it is difficult for me to make any comments on it, but we should not only depend upon the banks. We should create some alternatives which are strong. Then bank will understand there is a competition, then they will come to support everybody. So to create competition in the financial institution also is very important. And somewhere that's for the reason that I'm of the strong opinion that we need to strengthen NBFC and people like you who can start it. Another question to you, because already the Indian Express people are asking me, in your industry, sir, I will tell you, he's a very talented person.
Very kind of you, sir.
Very kind of you, sir. Under my department, I am always helping him. So
yes, sir, very much, sir. Thank you so much for all your help and guidance.
There was Tamil Nadu government is not giving him permission. I immediately talked to concerning people and tell them that give permission to TVS to start. It is very important. They will take all preventive measures and he will get the permission.
So absolutely, and thanks to that, we are doing exports now.
Yes, you start. So you tell him, to particularly the journalist people, their apprehension is that everything is closed, migrant labor is not there, so no one is in the production mode. And what is the impact of migrant labor and how you face this problem and how you can get through the problem? Can you tell your experience to the people?
Sir, I think 2-3 things. Thanks to your intervention, since Minister said it, I can say we were able to start thanks to his direct intervention and focus on exports even when India was under lockdown. So some of that is really helping us now to manage the cash flows and pay a lot of the MSMEs and other vendors and people as well. One of the things, sir, is that helped us is that we were able to provide food and shelter wherever possible to the migrant workers. And so some of them did not want to go away. I think this was one move which attached them a little bit to us. Secondly, we educated them to a large extent on safety, on how to keep themselves safe, that we want to take care of them. We paid their salaries. But on top of that, told them that, listen, as soon as work opens, we will call you back and there will be an opportunity for you. So I think the combination of some taking care during this time and the fact that we were offering an opportunity once things resume, this really helped us. And I think, yes, sir, there are some issues here and there, but this is a process of reopening. And I think we will get there with all your support and the government support, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
We have a question with Mr. Vashisht N. Chaube. He's dialing in. Mr. Chaube, sir, go ahead.
सर नमस्कार, मेरा नाम वशिष्ठ चौबे है सर, पटना से मैं बोल रहा हूँ। मेरी एक यूनिट है एसएमईज की और एक यूनिट है हम लोग ओवन सैक्स बनाते हैं और यूनिट मेरी थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम में आ गई बिकॉज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बोर्ड और वो लाइन फिर ठीक हुआ सर। मेरी यूनिट रिवाइवल में है अंडर एमएसएमई एक्ट। एपेक्स कमेटी ने अप्रूव किया पैकेज ऑन द सजेशन ऑफ बैंक। बैंक ने लोन सैंक्शन किया लेकिन वो अमाउंट सैंक्शन नहीं किया जो वो सजेस्ट किए थे जिस पे पैकेज अप्रूव हुआ। बैंक एपेक्स कमेटी ने उसको कहा कि जब आप जिस पैकेज को खुद आपने अप्रूव सजेस्ट किए थे उसको भी अगर सैंक्शन नहीं करिएगा तो यूनिट रिवाइव कैसे होगी? इसलिए सर ये मैटर है 2011-13 से ये चल रहा है। मेरी यूनिट अभी भी दे आर वाइबल। हम उसको जैसे बैंक ने सजेस्ट किया था वैसे पैकेज दिया और वैसे बनाया था। यूनिट का मेरा सर एक्सपोर्ट पोटेंशियल है। यहाँ 17,000 टन का रिक्वायरमेंट है। यहाँ पे अभी 500 टन भी नहीं कोई बनाता है सर, बिहार में, पटना में। और यूनिट की काफी अच्छी पोटेंशियल है सर। इसमें हम आपका सपोर्ट चाह रहे हैं सर। जो आपने बात कही कि बैंक के अंदर पॉजिटिविटी क्रिएट करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है सर। देयर आई नीड योर सपोर्ट टू रिवाइव माय यूनिट विच इज हैड ए पोटेंशियल। और दूसरी बात कहेंगे सर, आप 75% सिक्योरिटी की बात कर रहे हैं सर। अपार्ट फ्रॉम द viability and revival potential, our unit, the loan is secured more than 200%. Apart from what you are talking about 75%, sir. Even though because government is saying कि आप sanction करो, or they are not supporting the unit. There I need your support, sir.
My suggestion is you put up all the thing on the paper and email to me. I also have experience, and this is the time for the MSME ministry that we need to have a coordination committee under the chairmanship of finance secretary with our secretary to whatever this type of complaint we receive to make the inquiry and take the decision. So I will definitely working on this line because your case is very clear. So send it to Rajgopal Sharma, who is my private secretary in Delhi. To his email number is available, and send one copy to me. And I also know that somewhere there we are facing this problem. So we can formulate a mechanism by which we can receive the complaint, and if the complaints are genuine and justified, then we will also force bank to take the decision. So I will work on it. Please send it to me.
Okay, I'll request panelists to keep their questions short. May I ask P. Krishnamurthy or Pri Krishnamurthy and Associates?
Good evening. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Well, it's always a pleasure hearing you. We feel very optimistic while listening, and afterwards we again get worried by what is not happening. I have only two questions here. One, based on the measures given, do you really expect demand pickup to happen? Because all these projects are 3 to 5 years of impact. What we need is immediate revival and recovery. So my biggest concern is this, whether we will have a demand pickup. The second issue, sir, which is coming very much under your ministry, real estate, construction, and hospitality. These three engage a large number of people. There has to be very specific relief measures for them to even revive. If not, they will be in very serious situation in this year 2020. Thank you, sir.
One of the important thing is, at any cost, we need to pump more money into the system. We have to increase the liquidity. Either it is from government or any from public, private or investment or anywhere from it from foreign investment. Without creating more liquidity into the market, we cannot going to create more demand. That is very important. And that is the reason by all the ways we are trying. And we are also helping to the stakeholders at the lower level, the laborers, Jan Dhan Yojana. If they get money, they will definitely the money will start accelerating the economy, because when suppose in Janadhan Bank we deposited money, they immediately go to market and purchase something for their requirements. And that is the reason we need liquidity into the market. So all government departments, either with the budget or the public-private investment, it is the time for the country to accelerate this economy. We need liquidity. That is very important. The second thing is the real estate sector position is very bad. I have a special interaction with them, but only one, I will request you one thing. The real estate is not coming under my ministry. It is with the housing ministry, the urban ministry. Mr. Puri is the minister. But real estate, there are a lot of MSMEs who are supplying material to the real estate developers, and they are in a very bad shape. The problem is that there is no capacity. Only there is a capacity. 1% people can purchase the house where cost is more than 10 lakh. And now they are making houses or 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 80 lakhs. Big saturation is there. Even the people are not in position to purchase that. We need to make smart villages. The house less than 5 lakhs rupees, 3 lakhs rupees in the village area. And now the government has declared that rental scheme. And I'm also planning to initiate and giving all the suggestion to the real estate people that you come to as a contractor in NHI. We have tremendous work. You can work here. And second thing, you can go for affordable and low cost housing in the village, in the small towns. The demand is there. Government scheme is there. And definitely they will get good demand. Regarding this development in Noida, Gurgaon, and Mumbai and big metro cities, huge problem is there. It's a big subject, and it's not my authority to talk anything about it. But when your national organization have interaction with me, I given them lot of good suggestions. That is available on YouTube. Second thing, the hospitality sector is also very important, and I feel that within some days we can resolve the problem related with this sector, and they will be back to their own position. There is no problem. But real estate is a big problem. So to increase mobility, to liquidity into the market, that is very important. This is the time, by all our efforts, we need to make trying for how we can get more investment, more liquidity in the market. Without that, we cannot accelerate the economy, and that is really the important thing for the economy now.
May I ask Rajiv Sethi to ask a question, please?
Mute.
Please unmute yourself.
Yes, I have. Hello, Pranam Nitinji.
Namaskar, namaskar.
Right, it's been a while. My question, sir, is inspired by your incredible vision to link the small with the big, and your, I should say, singular capacity to connect local with national. Now, sir, while you're thinking these huge freight corridors cutting so deep through the poorest of the countryside, can we not perhaps include a small pagdandi for tourism, especially rural tourism? Now these can become a source of reviving skills and huge cultural enterprise involving millions, which could be local groups for hospitality, for services. But at the moment, when we talk highway, we think only in terms of freight. But whether architecture and engineering can really support the public arts and crafts programs, cultural enterprise, that is really an issue. That's one question. And the other one, sir, is that while we're talking about turnovers and equity and investments and bank loans, etc., it seems to me, at least I hear it, that small is no longer a qualification. Being small is not, is in fact almost a disqualification. That how does a really micro daily wage earner, a small cottage level artisan or performing art group, how do we bring them on board as beneficiaries? So one issue is on linking MSMEs to your Department of Road Transport. And the other one is to reach out to the poorest of the poor with the schemes that you have now repositioned.
First of all, I will give you the answer of your second question. The Mahatma Gandhi's principle was we need maximum production with the involvement of maximum number of persons. Unfortunately, Nehruji was the opinion that we need maximum production. In the Nehruji's approach of economy, he already for steel industry, for all type of industry, he started Bhilai project, many big steel project, and his approach was big industry that can give boost to India. But Gandhiji's approach was maximum production with the maximum number of people. The Deendayal Upadhyay ji, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia ji of the same opinion. We need big industry, just like aviation. Now there is a public-private investment. Now in the UPA time, they purchased the aircrafts of costing 70,000 crore. And now as compared with Indian Airlines or Air India, the private airlines are economically viable. They have less ticket rates and they are giving good services. I never understand why the government invests 70,000 crore for purchasing aircrafts. Now when the people don't have drinking water, we invest the money in that. So first of all, whenever there is a possibility of public-private investment, that government should not invest in it. I'm giving an example. I construct Mumbai-Pune Express Highway, Worli-Bandra Sea project and 55 flyovers in Mumbai without government money. I raise the capital from the market and we complete it. Now we are making the roads. That is depending upon the economic viability is very important because I'm raising money from the market. I have to return that money. So somewhere I am considering that how I will get my money back. Without that, I cannot return the loan. So some of the projects where we are doing it, we are making on economic viability, internal rate of return. But we are making lots of roads which are from budget. For example, for Northeast, we are spending 1 lakh crores making road construction of 1 lakh crore, and especially we have developed the special corporation NHIDCL for that, and we are working on that line. Now industrial corridors are not with me, that is with the Commerce Ministry. But making this express highway, these are very important. To take the example of Delhi Meerut, the 16-lane road is there near Swaminarayan Mandir. But what is the traffic density? So somewhere it is the time. Otherwise, all journalists, people from India, if they know that, if they have to come, they have to waste 1.5 hours. Now they can come within 20 minutes because of that road. So somewhere the traffic density, the requirement, everything that is depending upon, we are planning for that. All roads are not national highway, but still there is a place for backward area, tribal district, then border districts. We are making 17 airports, just like where the road will be there. For some time it will use for landing flight there as an airport, airstrip. And after that, just like railway fatak, they can again start that road. So in Rajasthan area, border level, we are making that. So this is depending upon the requirement, traffic density. We have to create finance from the capital market. But I am telling you one thing, the answer of your second question. We are making the road, new road from Dehradun, that is Char Dham. Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamunotri, we are now linking that. We are already work have started. We are making tunnels and it's a really beautiful road, all season road. Now the Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri, Yamunotri, you are going only with the 6 month. After that the road is closed. So it is an all-weather road, so you can go up to full year. That is going to increase the traffic density. The tourist number will be increased. And that is going to give more employment potential. And whatever the investment in, particularly in the tourism, it is going to create 49% investment for creating new jobs. Now near Joshimath, Oli is the place. And when I visited Davos, I have inspired to that we should make something like Davos in India. So I have constantly interaction with the Chief Minister of Dehradun, Uttarakhand, that we can develop Oli as an international destiny. All it is better than Davos. And now we are the government, we are supporting them. We are making one road for that. And we want to develop Oli as a place, but it is not under my ministry. I can provide infrastructure, but the state government has to take initiative in it. And so we are planning on that. So it is going to create at least 2 times bigger potential for hospitality sector in Uttarakhand by only making of these 2 projects. Now we have already, it's a good news that from Pithoragarh, we are connecting Manas Sarovar. It's a very difficult task. The BRO is working, and they use MiG-26 helicopter for taking drilling machines there. And now the whole the rock work is already completed. Road is there now. Now it starts the road construction. And I am confident that this is going to create a huge impact. Now all Indian tourists, they can go through Pithoragarh to Manas Sarovar. They don't need go to Nepal. So it is going to increase the tourism. The number of tourists will be increased. And it will, these two projects will change the economy of Uttarakhand. So 100% I accept that. For the reason we need to develop good roads, good hotels, motels, resorts, roadside amenities, clean environment, entertainment parks, adventure sports, water sports, and also the religious tourism is also equally important. We need to have some good resorts there, and only that, after that only we can attract the foreign tourists there, and they are going to create more employment potential for our youth, because any investment in tourism, that is 49% of the capital investment is using for creating employment potential. You are absolutely correct. I am on the line, but some of the things are in my ministry, some of the things are with the other ministry, some of the things are with the state government. So all stakeholders need to plan for that, and I am definitely going to support for all these things.
May I get Sridhar Jayaraman of Bajaj Auto? Please unmute yourself.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Namaskar, sir.
Yes.
So, I think heartiest congratulations on your visionary and innovative ideas and all those mind-boggling figures that you have mentioned. So, heartiest congratulations on that. So, this COVID-19, I think, has become a great leveler of talent all across the world. So I think opportunities are going to be opened up for the highly talented and brilliant youth of the country, because I am told that even the global giants like Google and Microsoft are looking for talent anywhere in the world, because now anyway it is people are working from home. So can the government also help in this process of opening up more opportunities by disseminating this information to the global giants all over the world, and also disseminating the information to the top institutions in India where such opportunities, we can say that such opportunities are available, and it can become a win-win situation for the global giants also and for also the Indian youth. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, we are of the same opinion, and we are supporting all these ideas. We are trying to invite all type of big investment, and actually I feel that this is a blessing in disguise. I always say one thing: there are some people who convert problems into opportunities, and there are some people who convert opportunities into the problems. There are opportunities, and it is depending upon the most of the people like you, the talented people, the innovators. And I always tell one thing, that innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skill, and experiences, we name it as a knowledge, and conversion of knowledge into wealth and conversion of waste into wealth is the future. These are two very, very important subjects touching to my heart. I always talking about it. So this is the time that we can take the advantage of the situation. And the whole world is now interested to deal with India. And we have got the skilled manpower. Our software people are now dominating in the whole world by their capability. Our doctors are good in the whole world. So this is the time that we need to take the advantage of it. For that reason, two things are very important. Our small scale industries, major industries, they can upgrade their technology. Because in the international market, we need to reduce logistic cost, labor cost, power cost, capital cost. And by technology, we can make a better quality, no compromise with the quality, and we can reduce the cost. And that is the most important thing for our MSME, small scale industries, handloom, handicraft, village industry. We have got a huge potential, and as a knowledge as a power, we have got a trained, skilled manpower. The engineering students, talented students, the business leaders are the preliminary. We have got a good university, the private universities. We have got a potential. So this is the time that we should take the advantage of all the situations. I always say one thing, that you can take horses up to the water, but you cannot make them mandatory to drink the water. So I am also of the opinion, whatever you are telling to me, I am with the same opinion. We want to support, and government as a facilitator, they are very much keenly interested to support all these people who want to do something for the country internationally.
I will request everyone to keep their questions very crisp so that maximum number of questions can be accommodated. Minister has a very short time. May I ask Mahesh Munjal for the next question? Please unmute yourself.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, no problem.
My congratulations from top to bottom, Prime Minister to up to the every health worker. Things have gone on very well. Sir, very good package for each and every person. Please allow about 2% rebate or discount on interest for 1 year to the MSMEs. This will cost only about 10,000 crores. You may take it back from 3,70,000 crores or maybe add. Everybody will be really grateful. 2, I was manufacturing bicycle spokes and somebody imported from China. When the spokes arrived, they were at the price, landed price, which was equal to my steel price, purchase price. Which means even the steel is cheaper there by about 20%, and that's a good start for them. Companies will come here for return on investment. We should compare our costing with the Chinese companies' costing, and maybe we are able to attract industry. 3rd, economy का जो चक्का जाम किया हुआ है, motorcycle is being financed at 13 to 16% on the first amount, not reducing, which is equal to 20 to 30%. If that is looked at the time when repo is 4%, maybe that will start with higher sales, and this motorcycle housing, they will have cascading effect on the demand. These are my 3 points. Thank you, sir. For any detail, I can get back sometime.
मैं एक मोरवी का उदाहरण देता हूं आपको। ये पहले टाइल्स अपने यहाँ पूरी चाइना से, मोरवी बनती थी, फिर चाइना शिफ्ट हुआ मार्केट। मोरवी वालों ने अपनी टेक्नोलॉजी बदली और प्रोडक्शन ह्यूज किया, और बड़ा प्रोडक्शन करने के बाद कॉस्ट कम किया, और अभी चाइना से टाइल्स आना बंद हुआ। दूसरा हमने किया है कि अभी एक्सपोर्ट और इंपोर्ट के लिए 3 साल का एक्सपोर्ट और 3 साल का इंपोर्ट, इसके ऊपर एक किताब पब्लिश कर रहे हैं और लोगों के पब्लिक डोमेन में ला रहे हैं। और निश्चित रूप से हम ये कोशिश करेंगे कि जो चाइना से आता है, इंपोर्ट हो रहा है, उसका हम इंडियन अल्टरनेटिव कैसे दे सकते हैं। सेकंड थिंग, मैं इस मत का हूं, अब मुझे पता नहीं था, पर आप जैसे इंडस्ट्री में अगर चाइना से ऐसा आता है तो हमने उसके ऊपर इंपोर्ट ड्यूटी बढ़ानी चाहिए। हमने हमारे इंडस्ट्री को प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहिए, और आपको भी आपकी कॉस्ट ऐसी करनी चाहिए कि जो कॉम्पिटिटिव हो। पर अगर ये कुछ सिचुएशन आपके हाथ के बाहर है, तो चाइनीज ऐसी जो आइटम्स आते हैं उसके ऊपर हमको ड्यूटी बढ़ानी होगी। और मैं बार बार इस बात का आग्रह पीयूष जी को भी करता हूं कि एक बार आप देखिए, हमारे यहाँ थोड़ा सा रेट बढ़ा तो भी चलेगा, सस्ता है करके चाइना को इस प्रकार से इनकरेज करना हमारे लिए अच्छा नहीं है। तो पक्की बात आपकी है, जो हम हमारे लोगों को पहले प्रोटेक्ट करें, और हमारे लोग प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ाकर, प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाकर कॉस्टिंग कम करने की कोशिश करें। इसमें लॉजिस्टिक कॉस्ट, पावर कॉस्ट, लेबर कॉस्ट, टेक्नोलॉजी कॉस्ट, सब अलग अलग प्रकार की बातें जो आप जानते हो। तो मुझे लगता है कि दोनों बातों से कैसी मदद हो सकती है हम जरूर करेंगे, और ये इकोनॉमी के लिए आवश्यक भी है कि हमारे लोगों को सर्वाइव करना चाहिए उन्होंने। और धीरे धीरे जब उनका वॉल्यूम बड़ा होगा तो उनकी कॉस्ट भी कम होगी। तो अब चाइना के इस वजह से काफी बातों के ऊपर हम अध्ययन कर रहे हैं, और मैं वो बोल रहा हूँ, ऐसे 2 किताबें हम निकाल रहे हैं। अध्ययन करने के बाद हम कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री को रिकमेंड करेंगे कि एमएसएमई की रक्षा करनी है तो इन सब लोगों पर ड्यूटी बढ़ानी पड़ेगी। तो वो विल डेफिनेटली, कभी आप मुझे भी अगर ऐसी कोई ऐसी बातें, तो एक बार दिल्ली कभी मैं आऊंगा तो मुझे बताइए, समझाइए, उस पर अध्ययन करके जरूर उसमें हम कैसी मदद कर सकते हैं करने की कोशिश करेंगे।
Again, may I ask KK Rathi? My request is again, please keep your question short and crisp. KK Rathi.
Yes. Thank you. नितिन जी, आपने एक बहुत अच्छी पॉलिसी का अनाउंसमेंट किया था, व्हीकल स्क्रैपिंग पॉलिसी, वो 2 साल करीबन पहले किया था, और अभी आपने 2-3 महीना पहले भी बोला था कि मार्च तक वो पॉलिसी आ जाएगी, लेकिन अभी तक वो पॉलिसी आ नहीं पाई है। इसका क्या कारण है, समझ में नहीं आता है, क्योंकि ये सबके हित में है, पोल्यूशन के हिसाब से, ऑटो इंडस्ट्री के हिसाब से, और फर्दर ग्रोथ के हिसाब से भी। तो ये क्यों नहीं आ पा रही है, समझ में नहीं आ रहा। आपके जैसे मिनिस्टर के होते हुए ये पॉलिसी नहीं आ पा रही है, बहुत अचरज का विषय है। धन्यवाद।
देखिए, पॉलिसी तो मैंने मेरे डिपार्टमेंट में लेवल पर कब की फाइनल की है, पर वी नीड अप्रूवल्स फ्रॉम द डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स, एंड कैबिनेट भी होता है, उसमें अलग अलग प्रकार के व्यूज भी आते हैं। अभी एक आखिरी में लगभग सब फाइनल हुआ। अभी सीएम को हमने कहा, क्योंकि इसके लिए मुझे कुछ फाइनेंशियल पैकेज भी चाहिए था, टैक्स रिबिट का, इसका उसका, उसमें काफी अड़चने आई। अभी ये जो मैन्युफैक्चरर है, उन्होंने अगर अपनी गाड़ी स्क्रैप करता है तो सर्टिफिकेट देगा, तो उसको उन्होंने कुछ डिस्काउंट ऑफर करना चाहिए। तो ये भी बात अभी हो रही है। मैं कल ही परसों मेरे सेक्रेटरी से बात की, और मेरे लिए बहुत एम्ब्रोसिंग है कि मैं 2 साल से कह रहा हूँ और ये कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ। और ये बात सच है कि मैं एक्सेप्ट करता हूँ कि मैं नहीं कर पाया, पर कुछ बातें मेरे लिमिटेशन के बाहर की थी, पर मैं अभी बहुत पीछे पड़ा हूँ। अभी तक 2 साल में मैं नहीं कर पाया हूँ, ये सच्चाई को स्वीकारता हूँ। पर अभी जल्दी ही इसका सोल्यूशन निकाल कर मेरे नए सेक्रेटरी आए, मैंने उनको कल आग्रह से 3-4 दिन से भी बात की, फोन की, मेरा उनका इंटरेक्शन चालू है। अब जल्दी ही ये स्क्रैपिंग पॉलिसी आ जाएगी, और ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर के लिए बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज होगा। और इंडिया का भी ऑटोमोबाइल सेक्टर का टर्नओवर 4.5 लाख करोड़ का है, उसमें 1,45,000 करोड़ का एक्सपोर्ट है। और ये जब ये पूरा देश का, वर्ल्ड का भी भंगार, ये जो हमारा 18 मीटर पोर्ट की डेप्थ भी हमने की है, कांडला पोर्ट की है, JNPT की बढ़ाई है, तो पोर्ट में ये जो वर्ल्ड की भी जो पुरानी गाड़ी है वो भी आएगी। तो हमारा एल्यूमिनियम, हमारा कॉपर, स्टील, रबर, प्लास्टिक सब रिसाइकलिंग होगा, और जो स्पेयर्स लगेंगे वो कॉस्ट एकदम कम हो जाएगी। और हमारी ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री वर्ल्ड की नंबर 1 का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हब बने, ऐसे मेरा सपना है। और ये अगर स्क्रैपिंग पॉलिसी आएगी तो निश्चित उससे पोल्यूशन भी कम होगा, व्हीकल की नई डिमांड भी बढ़ेगी, जिससे रोजगार बढ़ेगा। और दूसरी बात, इससे हमारे ऑटोमोबाइल व्हीकल सस्ते भी होंगे, और जिसके कारण हम वर्ल्ड मार्केट में कॉम्पिटिटिव बनकर हमारा एक्सपोर्ट भी बढ़ेगा। तो मुझे लगता है मैं जरूर करूंगा। आपकी बात को मैं इतना ही कह पाऊंगा कि मैं नहीं कर पाया 2 साल में, तो मैं एक्सेप्ट करता हूं, ये जल्दी होगा, इसी में कोशिश करूंगा।
May I get Pramod Kapoor? Please unmute yourself.
Sir, namaskar. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Namaskar. This is Pramod Kapoor. I'm in book publishing. और मेरा सवाल बड़ा straightforward है कि हम profitability is as important as availability of capital. Or cheap capital is one of the main ingredients for profit. What I want to know, instead of giving such a complicated assistance, or that we have to run to the chartered accountants, why couldn't straight away the government cut the interest rate by 2/3 and give it at 3%, for example, or give us an income tax holiday, or part of it at least till the 31st of March, and also gives some incentive to those companies which have not slashed the salaries or put people on furlough. These 3 things I want to know, sir.
Your suggestions are good, But at the same time, there are a lot of companies who are facing fight for their survival. We need to finance them. We need to restructure them. And if we need to restructure them, we need to finance them. And by increasing the working capital also, we are helping them. देखो पैसा इधर से आएगा, इधर से आएगा, इधर से आएगा, कहीं से भी आकर अल्टीमेटली उसको बेनिफिट मिलना चाहिए, लेबर को मिलना चाहिए, एमएसएमई को मिलना चाहिए. These are the good thing. आखिर it is one and the same thing. पैसा केवल देने वाला तो सरकार ही है, बैंक को भी जो पैसा है वो सरकारी गारंटी पर हम दे रहे हैं. तो स्वाभाविक रूप से अब वो कैसे देना चाहिए मोड में, इसमें अलग अलग प्रकार की मत है. सो योर सजेशंस आर गुड, बट उसके कुछ प्लस और माइनस भी पॉइंट्स है. तो ये गवर्नमेंट को देना भी आसानी से कैसे संभव होगा, इसके आधार पर इसका निर्णय अलग अलग जो एक्सपर्ट कमिटीज है, बैंक सिस्टम है, रिजर्व बैंक है, फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री है, इन्होंने सबने ये पैकेजेस दिए हैं.
Then can I get Siddharth Das Gupta? Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, sir, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Sir, it's about the requirement, working capital requirement of the startup industry. Abhi kya hai ki the startup industry has to raise capital from the VCs and all, and the same money is used for working capital also. Under the MSME schemes which have been announced, if some working capital provisions can be made for the startup industry, then it will be very helpful for them in the sense that the capital which they raise from the VCs and all, which should be for capital use, does not get used for working capital. Thank you, sir.
Okay, your suggestion is good. I don't have detailed information about it, but I will check it and I will see that whether it is possible for us to provide working capital to startup. Already, my appreciation is already the scheme is there, but still I will get it confirmed and I will try to do the needful.
Can I get Mayank Kumar? Please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, yes.
Namaskar, Nitin ji, Mayank Kumar.
Bolo.
Sir,
कैसे हो?
Very good, sir. How are you?
एकदम ठीक हूँ, बोलो.
Sir, just two questions. One is, MSME Act says payment must be made in 45 days to MSME companies by the entities. And in this, a lot of government entities, as you just said, are delaying payments. In MSRDC, when you did the Mumbai-Pune Expressway and you did the various flyovers, there was a provision that if payment is delayed, interest would be borne by the officers who were responsible for the delay of payment. If this is implemented nationwide, I think it may help catalyze payments in time to MSME companies.
One of the important things that we need to find out some mechanism that how can be possible to get a payment as early as possible to MSME from the major industry, government undertaking. This is really one of the crucial issue. But situation in the country now in the all sectors is not good. It is very difficult to make any law, to make any stern action because everyone is in problem. We are now thinking on the line of different mechanism for that. One of the mechanism is we can make a scheme and we will even deposit that insurance premium for that, suppose the amount of some 50,000 crore to the bank. And on the credit of that company where MSME is supplying material, we will raise the fund, money, and that will go to MSME. And if suppose the interest cost will be bared by the major company, that is also the part of the scheme, but still there are a lot of problems. I am working on it. Presently, I don't have a good alternative for that, but this is a crucial problem. There are a lot of plus and minus, both sides are there. I am trying to resolve this issue. It's a very complicated issue, and the We will try to find out the way out. Only I can assure you that I understand what is the problem with the small people, the MSME people are facing. Somewhere we need to find out some way out for that. And definitely we are working on it, and we will find out some way out for that.
I think there are many questions, but I'm going to ask the last question. I think most of it has been covered in one way or other. May I ask Amardeep Tony Singh? Please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, ji. This is particularly in the respect of the hospitality industry and particularly the food and beverage industry. Unless the footfalls revive, which I think in the near future looks very bleak, will the government consider low-cost capital infusion to support this industry, as this industry is already a very big provider of jobs to the country?
You have a good suggestion to a wrong person. I am not the finance minister, but I feel that definitely these are the genuine and legitimate problems. And because of the coronavirus also, people are facing a lot of problems. I will try my level best to find out the way out for that. And I will talk with the concerning finance ministry also, that how we can resolve giving relief to you. Presently, there are a lot of problems, but I feel that whatever the decision taken by the government, probably this industry also get the benefit from that. And suppose if anything more which is possible for the government on my ministry level, we will definitely think about it. And somewhere you send your detailed representation to the ministry, we will check it from my concerning authority and try to find out way out and try to help you. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Nitinji, thank you very much for your time. You've been generous with your time. I know you are very hard pressed, but thank you very much for coming to EADDA.